Okay, next we have Robin Gerber, then Leslie Rule, and then Claire Grasty, I think.
Hi, I'm Robin Gerber. My printer broke. Yikes. Thank goodness for this open public forum, part of our cherished democratic process and for the Brown Act, which encourages transparency between the public and our elected officials. Last week, the mayor chose to explain her vote opposing money for the Ojai Family Shelter through social media in a video. I responded with a comment to that video, and here it is. Can Mayor Stix do another video explaining why, at the same meeting where she was the sole vote against the family shelter, she was also the sole vote against funding the Fire Safe Council, the Girls Empowerment Program, and Higher Ed? In my humble opinion, good governance should not be used as an excuse for making tough decisions. In this case, good governance was what the rest of the council did, in considering that, for instance, the family shelter is pretty busy, serving the needy without much time or staff to find and file for grants. This comment on social media was removed from the mayor's Facebook page, along with Councilwoman Francina's comment supporting my question. I was also blocked from the mayor's Facebook page, and I'm still waiting for an answer to my question. I hope all council members, now and in the future, will choose to engage and not block or cancel honest critique or questions. And rather than one-way posts on social media, I hope this council will use these meetings to explain your positions. This is the forum that's on the record and open to all. Many of your constituents don't use social media, and we all know how subject it is to manipulation. The best public square is in this room. We look to you to fully air your positions right here. Come prepared. Engage with your colleagues. Listen to the public. And through this open process, come to the best solutions for Ojai. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Next.
Imagine living under a system where your writing must be approved by the government before it can be published. That gives a team of government censors the power to remove information they don't want the public to know, and the ability to delay publication of manuscripts that could help the public understand and influence key policy decisions. In America, we know that the First Amendment is supposed to protect us from this kind of censorship. We have a right to speak our minds and to hear what others have to say. It's fundamental to who we are. It's the bedrock of our democracy. Yet, under a censorship system known as pre-publication review, millions of former intelligence agency employees and military personnel must submit anything they write about their public service to government censors before these writings can be published. And they have to do so their entire lives. Those who don't can face serious penalties. Introduced in 1947, this censorship system originally applied only to CIA employees and was meant to protect national security secrets. Since then, it has spiraled out of control. Today, at least 17 federal agencies require review, even for former employees who never had access to sensitive information. The review process can take months. Decisions on what gets censored are often arbitrary and unexplained. Favored officials seem to receive special treatment. Those with critical viewpoints often wait longer and are censored more. Take the case of Mark Fallon. Fallon joined the Naval Criminal Investigative Service in 1981. Following 9/11, he fought against the torture of prisoners held in U.S. detention. During the 2016 presidential campaign, when then-candidate Trump pledged to bring back waterboarding and, a hell of a lot worse, Fallon felt compelled to write a book to explain why these abuses should never be repeated. Someone with Fallon's experience should be a central voice in our national debate. But that's not what happened.
I spent 31 years in sworn duty to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I take seriously my obligation to protect information essential to our national security and understand the consequences, including criminal prosecution, of breaking the public's trust. In writing my book, I meticulously cited congressional hearings and official investigations to show that the information I included was already public. In January 2017, I submitted my manuscript to the military. Defense Department regulations provide that review should generally take 30 working days, but the government held my manuscript for 233 days, only releasing it after the Knight Institute and ACLU intervened. When I got it back, months after the planned publication date, the government required 113 separate redactions, all relating to information that was already public, and several more than 2 pages long.
Fallon's experience isn't unique. A former FBI agent saw much of his memoir redacted, although the information was publicly available and had even been published in the memoir of a former CIA director. A former NSA analyst had her book held in review for over 2 years. A former intelligence employee decided against running for office after being told he'd have to submit all of his campaign statements for review. The list goes on.
There may be a place for pre-publication review, but it should be limited in scope, clear in what it covers, and consistent with constitutional protections for free speech. The system we have now is broken. It discourages some of our most knowledgeable and experienced public servants from joining public conversations that are crucial to our country's future. This is the very opposite of what the First Amendment intends and is not good for any of us.